Hey all, welcome to Calm Aura. This is our project for Cloud Run Hackathon. And as you can see, our homepage has a tutorial screen. And let me get started. Mm, we are all running on empty. We are stressed, we are isolated, and overwhelmed too. And sometimes you don't need advice, you don't need a fix, you just need to be heard. This is Calm Aura. It is not a therapy, it's a safe space to talk. And this is the first time we have a marketplace for empathetic listening. And sometimes we just need to be heard, that's all. We just need to vet our anger and vent our angers and our personal problems, everything, just to have somebody to hear our uh, whatever going through in our mind. And let me get started. And as you can see, this is our tutorial or just promise which we give to our users, that we have a it is a place to talk about anything, and we have both AI and human listeners. Just they listen, they don't give any fix, they don't suggest anything in return. They just listen and validate and help you to get your feelings heard. And it's truly anonymous. We don't store any recording, anything we store of that conversation. As soon as session ends, it's gone forever. Let's get started with the session. As you can see, once the user is logged in, based on the user's location, we automatically show different listeners that are available nearest to that location. Essentially, why we are creating these listeners specific to the location, because they can empathize much better if they are near to that area, or if they belong to that same country or same state. That will give them more understanding of how things going on. For example, in California there is some problems, like national level problems or something. People are affected by that, or people are suffering with that. They can share with somebody who is from California more. They can correlate more or better. We empathize better with the corresponding users. These listeners can empathize much better. And as you can see, these are the listeners available, and one listener is available from California. Let's get started with the session. And each of these listeners, you can see, they have this call option, and they can also you can also favorite them so that you can call them back again. And let me get started with the call. Hey, I'm just having a really overwhelming day. Work is piling up, and I feel like I'm failing at everything.
It sounds like you're feeling a great deal of pressure, and that feeling of falling short must be really difficult to carry. That feeling of being overwhelmed is really valid.
Yeah, thanks for understanding. And that's all today. That's all for today.
I understand. Thank you for sharing that with me. I'm here if you ever need to talk more about how you're feeling.
Thank you. Yeah, as you can see, it didn't give any fix, it didn't give any suggestion, it didn't give any solution. It just listens to what I said, and just gives me a truly non-judgmental ear, which can listen to all that I'm going through and help me to validate it and reflect it. And it will never ever give any advice. That is the premise of our solution. And as once I complete the session, it will redirect back us to a simple uh, summary of what actually went through in the session. And it will also ask you to rate. Here you can see this is AI listener, but we wanted to onboard more of the human listeners as well. That's our phase 2 of the launch. In the initial launch, we just wanted all the AI listeners, and these AI listeners are completely different geographical locations. And each of these locations, the reason we divided as I told previously, we wanted to give a persona, AI persona, based on that particular location related event data. And not to mention, we also added the accent as well. US AI listener will speak in US accent, like a UK listener will speak in British accent. Similarly, a Indian listener will speak in Indian English That is the idea of having such a geographically based listeners, so that people can correlate better, and they can work with the listeners a much better way. And also, here is what I want to talk about, right? The way we try to do these listeners, we also have included something called safety, because each of these listeners, sometimes you see here users talk about some personal emergency or crisis, and we have included a crisis detection mode which will automatically run in the background, will talk to and see every time we speak anything. It will try to understand and look for certain keywords, key phrases, and as soon as it realizes there is a crisis going on, it gracefully stops and immediately shows the local emergency services contact details, so that they can contact them and get to the real need or the commit, like whatever they need, the service they need, they can get it through that. And it's our commitment to our users, we never go beyond a certain level of things. And that concludes um, our presentation. And like that said, right, we are just not building a chatbot, we are building a new category called Calmora, the marketplace for empathetic listening. And ours is a freemium model where one option is people can pay for unlimited AI listeners, and that's just $9.99 per month, and or $89 per year. They can save 40% on it. And each of these are completely AI powered, or on the other end they can connect with Aura Connect, where we have all the human listeners as well. And this plan we are going to launch later in the phase 2. But this plan essentially will have the human listeners as well, and all these listeners are vetted and trained by our team. We make sure they don't distract from listening, and that's the idea of having this plan has been created. And also we have a FAQ, and also our mission, why and how we wanted to do this stuff. And also that said, we also have an option to see their history of all their sessions, but that doesn't mean we store any of the actual session, we just store the summary, what exactly user wants or did last time, so that it will help them listener to give more context oriented listening. And that's all I have. Thank you so much, guys.